Hello, welcome to Pub Football. I'm Miles, this is Jimmy. This is the show where we talk about the Premier League and drink a beer while we do it. We like to have some fun. The FA Cup was last weekend, so we took a little bit of a break earlier this week and took a show off. We're going to be previewing the Premier League games this weekend. Talk very minimal FA Cup and a little bit about the League Cup semi-finals while we're doing it. Games this weekend: Sheffield United versus West Ham tomorrow night, Friday night, 8 o'clock kickoff. On Saturday, Crystal Palace Arsenal is the early kickoff at Selhurst Park at 12:30. At 3, Chelsea Burnley, Everton host Brighton, Leicester City Southampton, Manchester United hosting Norwich, and Wolves Newcastle at Molineux. 5:30, Tottenham Liverpool at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Huge game for Jose Mourinho. Big game, big test for Liverpool, trying to get through the season unbeaten.
Spurs.
Is it a big test? We'll be talking about that a bit later on. And on Sunday, Bournemouth host Watford in one of the biggest games this weekend in the relegation battle at 2 o'clock. And at 4:30, Aston Villa will be hosting Manchester City. Starting on tomorrow night's game, 8 o'clock, Sheffield United against West Ham. It's a weird one, this, because West Ham, 2 wins from 2 under David Moyes. They sort of scraped it against Gillingham, but they got the job done.
Exactly. As you know, we don't really like the FA Cup here, so we don't talk about it too much.
Well, no, I do like the FA Cup. The third round doesn't, it's a bit like, who cares?
I think the third round is the most exciting of the rounds. I think it's a round where the small clubs get a real go at it. But yeah, as you say... Gillingham. Well, exactly, and who played against Newcastle? Rochdale.
Great, yeah. We'll talk about that a bit later on.
Exactly, I love the FA Cup, can't stop talking about it. But yeah, it's West Ham, who knows? Obviously, David Moyes come in, started well. Sheffield United away is a difficult game, but Sheffield United better away from home.
Well, so. Sheffield United finally lost a couple away from home against Man City and Liverpool.
That's a difficult run, though.
It is a difficult run.
Those are the games you expect to lose, but
yeah,
all in all, they look great. I expect them to probably win this game, to be honest.
I think this is going to be a draw. I think Sheffield United are a very good side, but West Ham under Moyes look a bit more resurgent. I look at it and I go, you know what, I can see that being a draw. Yeah,
I think Sheffield United are just going to nick it. Yeah, I do. I don't like David Moyes, so I hope they start losing.
Well, this is the thing with David Moyes. He's underrated. He had.
I think he divides opinion, doesn't he?
No, he had the career-ruining job at Man United, and that completely left his stock in tatters, probably his confidence in tatters and questioning his managerial ability. At Everton, he's a very good manager. Shoestring budget, he made Everton punch above their weight. It wasn't the Everton now that's spending loads of money in transfer windows. They were up fifth, sixth in the league. They were challenging there every year. They looked really good. He definitely deserved that opportunity at Man United, but that could have happened to anybody, what happened to him at Man United. It was just...
Yeah.
That team that Alex Ferguson won the Premier League with the year before was awful.
Yeah, and I think he probably knew that when he walked away as well.
Yeah.
It was a poison chalice. Agreed. I just don't like David Moyes. I just think there's something about him. I just think he's gone. His time's gone.
He used to be quite humble. He almost talks his credentials up now because it's like he's flailing at, I was a good manager, I'm still a good manager.
Yeah.
Like, the Man United job doesn't define me, but unfortunately, football fans are fickle, so you do one bad job and all of a sudden you're a bad manager.
You think, David Moyes is taking over. It doesn't excite anyone. It's a bog standard, let's get through to the end of the season job. And he will get enough points to keep West Ham in the league. No issue with that, but it's not particularly interesting.
He's got Anderson playing well again.
Yeah, I agree. He's doing all right, but I don't like David Moyes. I think long term, West Ham will go and get someone decent.
Okay,
stability.
Score prediction.
2-1 home win.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Goldrick's finally going to score.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-2. On Saturday's games, 12:30, your Arsenal team are going away to Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. This is not an easy game for Arsenal. Crystal Palace normally, barring a couple of times when they'll get beaten 4-5-0, like against Spurs earlier this season.
Yeah, agreed.
But normally, when they play against the top 6, they put in a decent showing and they're hard to beat.
100%. We don't have a particularly good record at Selhurst Park either. But yeah, we obviously will say, Arsenal leads on Monday. Leeds absolutely battered us for 45 minutes. Should have been about 4-0 up.
I want to talk to you about that. Arsenal fans were getting a little bit carried away, and of course talking about the vibe in the club feeling a lot better after the Man United game. And granted, you played very well against Man United and you'd been improved against Chelsea. It looked better. Against Leeds, that first half was really bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. Considering the last 2 games we started really well on the front foot, looking dangerous. Complete opposite on Monday night. Leeds were absolutely brilliant, bossed it.
And the second half was good, but it wasn't great.
No, we did exactly. This is Leeds' biggest issue all year, and the reason why they might not get up is they have so many chances, dominate the game, can't score more than one goal, or even score a goal, and they end up losing. And they should have won comfortably. They're miles better. Second half, we obviously got into the game. We were a little bit better, but
it still wasn't.
No,
fantastic.
we weren't. We obviously
just about scored.
Exactly, and Leeds are great, but fair play to us for getting something out of it. It's a game you look at and go, we ground it out, which is great.
It was a strong Arsenal side.
Yeah,
and it
wasn't too strong, to be honest, but I understand why.
Does it worry you a bit that maybe the Man United result was more reflective on where Man United are at as to actually the resurgence of Arsenal under Arteta?
Yeah, a little bit, but I also think Leeds are a very, very good side.
Yeah, but they're still a championship team, mate.
They would easily finish 14th in the Premier League at the moment. They are miles better than about 6 or 7 teams, 100%. The way they dominated the play, the way they created chances, they're a very good side. And they are going to be a great addition to the Premier League next year, 100%. And I hope they go up.
They are top of the league at the moment on goal difference from West Brom. It looks like Leeds and West Brom will be the two coming up.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Like, obviously, the first 2 games, Chelsea United, there's a little bit of a...
Manager bounce.
Yeah, agreed. And I think this game especially would be the one you look at, just grind it out. We've got to win. We've got to win the game. I don't care if we play like crap.
If you don't, will the
I'm
fans
really
turn
sorry
again?
language there.
That's fine.
But no, I think we can see where we're trying to go, and I think the way he managed to turn it around in the second half is a good thing, because we were awful in that first half, really poor. But yeah, there is a different kind of. It just feels like there's a better atmosphere. I think fans believe that. Give them time. We'll see what happens in January. I can't imagine we're going to do a lot. Let's just go with it. You've got to just go with it at the moment.
All of a sudden, after him being a lot of the fans' favourite player through the first bit of the season, Arsenal fans are starting to turn a little bit away from Matteo Guendouzi now, with Xhaka and Torreira being the favoured choice. Who would have said that about Xhaka? Because Guendouzi's not very good. I've said this to you from the start of the season. He's not great on the ball. He runs around. His positional sense isn't great. He's not very good. He might become quite good, but even then, I'm not sure he's going to. I look at the way he plays, and I think he lacks the basic things that even the young players that come in that do get to the top have. A little bit of positioning, confidence ability on the ball to touch and pass.
Yeah,
he's lacking. I think he's going to be a mid-table Premier League midfielder through his career.
I've seen him at Burnley or something. Yeah, I agree with you. He's not defensively minded or sound. His positioning is poor, and he doesn't offer a lot going forward. He doesn't score many goals. He doesn't create many chances. And as you say, I agree. You look at it now and you go, Xhaka and Torreira are our first 2. And then after that, you go, there's not a lot else there, is there?
No, Xhaka's still not left after the Borussia...
He's going to stay now, isn't he?
Who was it? Borussia Mönchengladbach?
Berlin came
in. Yeah, it looks like he might stay.
And I get why he would. I think kind of Arteta's put his arm around him. I think the fans gone, do you know what?
He's better than Guendouzi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless you bring in someone pretty decent.
And now you've got a proper holding midfielder in behind him. His frailties are less exposed.
Yes. You get Torreira next to him, biting and just winning tackles, keeping the ball simple. Great.
Score prediction, please.
We're going to nick it 2-1.
I'm going to go 1-0 Palace.
Do you think Zaha's going to stay?
To the end of the season, yeah. I don't think anyone's going to go in with 80 mil. It's been linked with a loan move to Bayern Munich.
Option to buy, yeah.
Loan to Bayern Munich. His agent is trying to manufacture a move to Spurs. Tottenham won't pay 80 mil in January.
Option to buy though, you probably would. You'd be all over that.
It won't be a loan to Spurs. It won't be a loan option to buy to Spurs. It would be a straight change. And apparently Chelsea are in for him as well. But don't see them spending the money that they need to spend.
It's not worth 80 million anyway.
No, it's not worth 80 mil. He hasn't been worth 80 mil this season. Yeah, exactly. So I think you get him for cheap at the end of the season, and I think you will. I think someone will anyway. On to the next game. Chelsea against Burnley at 3:00. Chelsea's form's been a bit wobbly. They did win in the cup comfortably, but you'd expect them to win.
Forest, didn't they? Yeah.
You'd expect them to win against Nottingham Forest are playing well at the moment.
Yeah, good championship
side. And it could have been a bogey game. However, good to see Callum Hudson-Odoi scoring again. And I think was it Barkley that got the other one? Barkley definitely played.
Might have been. Yeah, it's interesting with Chelsea. Obviously, now there's going to be a lot of January talk, and they're linked with everyone under the sun at the moment, aren't they? Yeah, it'll be interesting what they do, because they mentioned with Ake, if they can get rid of Christensen, I can see that happening.
I think that's just such an indictment.
Do a swap there.
That's such an indictment of how mistreated Chelsea's academy products have been over the years. That Nathan Ake is going to have to be bought back for 40 mil.
Oh, of course.
40, 50
and they're
mil.
going to get rid of another academy prospect who'll come back again in 5 years' time. That'd be great. I quite like Christensen. I think he's great. And
It's not as good
just
as what
swap
they
him, just swap them.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea. And obviously been linked with Zaha,
Sancho would be a great
Dembele up
signing.
front as well. I've been linked with everyone.
Dembele, would he come in to be play second fiddle? Because he's not getting in ahead of Abraham right
He
now.
won't go in January either. No chance in a million years. But yeah, I expect Chelsea to beat Burnley. No offence, Burnley, but
They wore a beautiful kit in the FA Cup.
Did?
Throwback to
Lovely.
50 years since they won the FA Cup in 1970. I think it was their first FA Cup win.
yeah, lovely.
And it was a beautiful kit. It looked great. Apart from the fact that they still had the sponsor, but just slightly harder to see. Which
Yeah.
I didn't like. Just get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Don't have the sponsor. Have it a little on the sleeve or something rubbish like that. Burnley threw in the FA Cup.
Scored 4 goals.
Scored 4 goals.
Christ.
Eric Peace's goal was wonderful
Oh,
as
it
well.
was wonderful. Yeah,
Really,
great,
really
yeah.
nice goal.
Yeah.
However, that's after a really embarrassing loss against Aston Villa.
Yeah, you don't know where you are with Burnley, do you? 1 week, 4 goals, played really well. I expect they might really dig in here and make it really difficult. But yeah, Burnley are just a weird one. I can't imagine they'll do a lot in January. Can't see it.
In the reverse fixture, Chelsea went racing to a 4-0 lead. It was Pulisic's first start, and he got a hat trick. But Burnley came in at the end. They scored 2. Rodriguez scored a good goal.
Yeah.
They should take some confidence from that. But Chelsea still aren't the finished article.
No.
They've still got frailties, especially in defence. And players like Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes, and even Jay Rodriguez, if he gets on the pitch, should look to exploit those areres.
And obviously they've lost to West Ham at home, lost to Southampton at home. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to Burnley at home. Burnley are a better side.
Well, are they though? They're struggling at the
Well,
moment.
agreed,
They're playing
but it'll be
poorly.
a good one. They lost to Bournemouth home, Chelsea, so their form is poor against a poor side. Sorry.
The rot that Burnley need to stop is the fact that they're coming out the gates very slowly. They're normally picking up in the second half and playing well second half. It happened against Chelsea
Yeah.
the last time. They need to be good from the start of the game. If they're going to beat Chelsea, they need to be on it from the start, or else Chelsea will get a couple of goals.
1-0.
1-0?
Yeah.
I'm going to go
dig in.
2-1 Chelsea. I think
It's gonna be tight.
I think Chelsea have lost quite a few at home recently. I don't think this is going to be a trend that we're going to see continuing regularly. I think they'll still lose games at home, but yeah, not this weekend. I think Burnley are just something about Burnley this season. I think they might get dragged into the relegation fight.
I don't just have enough, but
I think they'll stay up, but I think they'll be in the fight definitely. Brighton. Everton fans are really turning on the players. Did you see the exchange with
training
Fabian
ground,
Delph?
didn't they? Yeah.
They went to training ground to have a go at them. You see the exchange with Fabian
Yeah,
Delph?
I saw bits. Yeah.
It's weird.
But
Yeah,
to be fair, as an Everton fan, you lost to Liverpool's reserves and youth side. I'd be fuming as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely fuming.
But these are pretty special reserves and youth players.
And they should have won Everton. There's so many chances to win that game.
But that's the thing I look at, and from the fans' perspective, you sort of go, they're not trying. They had the chances. They created a lot. They just couldn't get the final product. Was that, I know it was Liverpool's youth team, the reserve team, but was that the week really to turn on them? Because the performance, especially in the first half, I thought was good.
Oh, they should have been at least 2 up. They had clear-cut chances.
And as a fan, when it's a game when you've just missed a load of chances, it's frustrating, but they're not the games where you go in on the team. You just go, maybe we need to be more clinical and get a new striker. But in terms of the aptitude, I thought they worked hard and they tried.
Yeah, I just think it's highlighted that the fact it's a rival, it's a derby, they're the better squad, better team out. You'd expect them to win. And it just didn't pan out the way, did it? But as you say, they created a lot of chances. They played quite well.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong. They just got sucker punched by an absolute
wonder goal from Curtis Jones. We'll talk about that later on.
But they're getting there, Everton. I think it's going to take time, but
you're not going to get a fix like that 2 weeks after a manager
and
comes
it's the
in.
same with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arteta's not going to turn it around next week. It's going to take at least a couple of windows, at least.
Look at Spurs with Mourinho.
We
had the bounce, but it's once he starts to get some players in and manages to actually change, because you can only do so much with the same players that are playing badly.
You make it his side, and then you go, right, this is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Everton are a weird one, aren't they? And obviously Brighton played really well recently. They're in decent form. They're not going to go down. They're a really good side.
Brighton are a very good team. Graham Potter's doing a really, really good job.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually nick something out of this and just heap a bit more pressure on Ancelotti.
No, I look at it. Ancelotti's not under pressure yet. I look at it.
Oh, you see, he's never going to be under pressure for a while.
Not this
but
season.
It's not his side, and he'll get kind of.
I look at it. I think the fans going down to the training ground. Yeah, it's a difficult one, because it could go either way. The players could just be like, you know what, I don't want to play for these fans, but it could also spur them on, and we could see it could turn out to be something that worked quite well. I'm going to go 2-0 Everton win.
Yeah, for a draw, I genuinely think Brighton are a really good side, and I think there's a really good thing saying in 10 years' time where Everton going to be. I think they're still going to be close to the sort of bottom 6 and the top 6.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you just think they're going to keep throwing money at it and struggle?
Yeah, I think they will. There's just something underlying issues there, and across the way Liverpool are absolutely flying.
Leicester Southampton. Leicester played in the League Cup last night. Well, you say that. They had 15, 16, 17 odd shots, 20 odd shots. They just couldn't score. Vardy wasn't in his best form, but I would say most of Vardy's chances were half chances. There were a couple of good chances he should have scored, but most of them were half chances. 1-1 against Villa in the first. It's only the first leg.
They're going to go through. I still think they're going to go through. 100%.
So do I. I think they're a great side. I think they could even win it.
Yeah,
I know it's against Man City, but in a cup final, anything can happen. And I look at Leicester right now, and I think, on their day they could beat anyone.
Yeah, 100%. They are. The problem is they're playing against an in-form side.
Yes,
Southampton are playing very well, and for me, Danny Ings, Kane's injured. Go and buy him. Just go and buy him.
I don't think he'd leave Southampton right now.
I wouldn't either. But if you want someone,
I'd love him.
Yeah, if you want someone who's going to come in for 3 months, score 5-6 goals, go and buy him.
I would love him at Spurs, but Southampton's is not only is Southampton the club that's helped him rescue his career. We remember this. He's from Southampton. He was a Southampton fan.
Yeah, 100%.
This is
agreed.
his side. He's not going to leave, and he's definitely not going to leave in January when they seem to be getting on top of the relegation battle.
They're 5 points clear. And I actually can see them pushing ahead, even further ahead. Yeah,
I think they look great. Their players, it's all clicked into place, and well done to Southampton's bosses for giving Ralph Hasenhuttl all the time.
When you give a manager patience, you get rewarded.
Because they've got good players in there. Gineppo looks like he's adapted to the league now.
Ward-Prowse is great.
Ward-Prowse is playing well. Shane Long's doing his job as well, harrying, getting about it.
I think the back four's quite decent. Now Bednarek is all right.
Ryan Bertrand's always a Premier League level left back. It's a good side. Bertrand, by the way, is actually an outside shout for a Euro spot. He's been in the England side we think Danny Rose isn't playing at all.
Oh no, I agree.
Not
he
playing
would be a reserve for Chilwell.
Chilwell's playing. If Luke Shaw gets injured, it pretty much leaves Creswell and Bertrand.
Unless you take a massive gamble on someone, but you're not going to do that.
Williams at Man United, potentially.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Potentially, but that's it. And you can't. I don't think you can justify taking Danny Rose over Ryan Bertrand the way they're playing at the moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Danny Rose, every time he plays, is making mistakes.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Southampton. I'm so pleased for Hasenhuttl because he had a very good reputation at Leipzig, did really well. Then he came second in the league, got in the Champions League. I'm so pleased he's doing well.
He is.
And they did win at Leicester last year.
But this is a whole new Leicester.
They're not going to win.
This is a whole new Leicester. What do you think the score's going to be?
I think it'll be tie. I think 2-1.
I think 3-1. I think
Danny Ings might score.
I don't think Vardy will have 2 off games in a week.
No, and if he isn't being called by Southgate at the moment to get back into the England squad, I don't know what's happening.
Well, I would rather call Danny Ings, who probably wants to play for England.
Well, Danny Ings thoroughly deserves a call up. Tammy Abraham's playing really well, but I would be.
And Harry Kane will be back fit, so he'll go. I know you'd be on the phone to Vardy,
but will he though? Who knows? You say April, who knows?
No, we'll talk about this in a second. Man United, Norwich at 3:00 on Saturday as well at Old Trafford. Man United, two games in a week where they've been terrible.
I watched the Wolves game. It's probably the worst game I've ever watched. It was so bad. Both teams are terrible.
3 games.
So bad.
3 games in a week and a half where they've been terrible. They were terrible against Arsenal.
Well, obviously they got battered by City in the week, by the sounds of it.
Absolutely smashed. Jesse Lingard hooked at half time.
I'm not surprised, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's been rumoured that they've run out of patience and he's going to be getting a move, but he's talking with Riola, so who knows where he'll end up.
Go to China, mate. Go and make some money. Go and do your YouTube stuff.
Can't anymore. China have put in a salary cap.
He'd probably take 50k.
No, he wouldn't.
But yeah, they're just a mess at the moment, aren't they?
It's weird, but they're still in 5th.
And they are. That's because everyone else is terrible as well. And what are they going to do in January? Who are they going to go and get? They need players. They've been linked with Donny van der Beek from Ajax. I can see that happening. He's quite good.
Yeah.
You make a difference in the midfield. But they are.
They need
just
midfield.
rubbish at
They
the moment.
need a midfield. That's the key. I know that the defence isn't great, but the midfield is the
And Maguire's out
area.
for a while now as well.
Maguire's
isn't he?
out with a hip injury, so Phil Jones is playing. He's been shocking again. Great
saw him
facial
fall
injuries.
over, yeah, I saw
He got
yeah.
absolutely skinned by De Bruyne.
Yeah, I saw him fall
It was
over.
wonderful. Ashley Young's refused to sign a new contract. It was up at the end of the year. It was going to be a 1 year contract extension was offered.
That's not a problem.
It's not a problem,
Yeah.
but it's just bodies again.
Well,
It's
bodies and leadership. He's a leader. I know he's rubbish, but he's a leader.
Pogba's out for a while. He's just had an operation, so the midfield is just bare. It's barren. There's McTominay's out for a while. It's Pereira, Fred, and Lingard. That's the midfield with Juan Mata there as well. Yeah. That's bad. That's really bad.
And the thing is, you try and pin it on Solskjaer, and I know he's not. I don't think he's up for the job. I don't think he's good enough for it. But he's only got the tools he can work with, and when you got Woodward not doing a lot, it makes it even more tricky.
They need midfield. It wouldn't surprise me if they go in and overspend for Christian Eriksen.
I would. They just need bodies. They just need people in that midfield. You just need a combo of three, don't you? Someone to win the ball, someone to be box to box, someone to be a bit creative. That's what you need. I
tell you what that is. That is the formula that Leicester have used, and that's why it's working. And Didi, Tielemans box to box, Maddison to unlock it.
That's all you need.
That's a midfield. That's the perfect midfield for
it. Arsenal have the same issue. Spurs are probably
we have the same issue. Yeah. Absolutely. City play slightly different as they have two sort of players that are both box to box and can unlock in Silva and De Bruyne. But that works for them. Liverpool play round the wings, but again, when
Fabinho wins the ball back, you've got Henderson will run up and down. You've got someone in front of him.
And then Wijnaldum and Keita, who are underrated as ball-playing midfielders in the tight areas. Wijnaldum has some lovely touches and scores a lot of goals. That's the key midfield. And Man United don't have any of it. They don't have the ball winner because McTominay's out. They don't have the box to box. Well, you could say Fred and Pereira are both box to box, but they're both box to box pretty poor. And neither of them can. And Juan Mata's past it, and Lingard can't pick a pass to save his life.
Pereira's done nothing in a United shirt since he's been there, and that's not going to change. They need to buy players, and they are playing Norwich. Max Aarons has been linked with everyone under the sun in the last week.
Norwich is just a weird one.
I reckon Norwich won't win.
Do you?
Yeah,
at Old Trafford.
They've done really well in really random away games. So
Spurs,
they beat Everton away, didn't they, recently?
Yeah, they beat City at the Etihad.
Yeah.
No, they beat City at home, didn't they?
And I wouldn't be surprised if they nick something, because United are terrible, and it's only going to get worse unless they improve.
I look at the defence at Norwich, and the injury problems haven't helped, but I just look at it's a game that Rashford will score a couple. He'll get a couple of chances, he'll run at them. There'll be opportunities there. I'm going to go 2-0 United.
It'll be the one that ruins everyone's accumulators. 1-0 Norwich.
Wow. Okay. Wolves Newcastle. Newcastle. Let's talk about Newcastle first, because against Rochdale they were terrible. They dominated the first half. Second half was awful. How the hell anyone's paid £40 million for Joelinton surprises me so much. What were they thinking? He can't even control it.
He's getting worse by the week. They're getting worse by the week at the moment.
Against Rochdale, he looked like the worst player on the pitch. Against League 1, League 2.
Wilbraham 40 scored.
Wilbraham looked better than him. Look, he couldn't control the football. That's the minimum you should be able to do. Touch and pass.
He's got a cap for Brazil. He's done something, but they're another team who just need bodies.
Yeah.
They are bare bones. They've got so many injuries. They're four out.
Andy Carroll has got to start against Wolves.
Yeah.
Got to. Because that's the only way they're going to beat them. As Wolves will come at them. Adama Traore will come at them. You know, the wing backs mean that there could be some gaps in the defence if they both go forward. Andy Carroll has to be there to hold the ball up to get their midfielders into play.
For me, this is one that could finish 4-5 now.
Absolutely.
And the problem is, it really, without trying to swear, but it kind of ruins Bruce's kind of interaction with the fans. And everyone's got behind him in the last sort of month or so, but lose 3 or 4 on the bounce.
I don't think people have. They're saying that...
Are they tolerated?
They're saying that Newcastle have been getting results without playing well at all. I had a Newcastle fan on Love Sports say that he'd rather go down playing good football than start playing the way they are.
No, get your points. The problem is actually he's not going to do anything. And you need at least...
on Joelinton. It's almost proved his point that you shouldn't overspend.
You need 3 or 4 in there. Just decent players, Premier League players, you know what they're doing. But yeah, they're struggling. They'll lose 4-0 easy.
As for Wolves, 0-0 against Man United, I thought, for me, Wolves should be disappointed with that. Because Man United are there for the taking.
Should have won. Doherty obviously handled it into the goal, but they should have won.
Should have won.
They're really poor, to be fair. I don't understand why. It was there for the taking.
We've talked a lot about Wolves. Pretty much give it to Traore and let them go for it. That would be my game plan.
Yeah, they obviously
playing that well.
Nuno mentioned, he said kind of weird things about him. There's maybe potentially leaving.
Well, he's scoring a lot of goals.
He won't go anywhere.
I tell you what, I'd be happy if he got signed for Spurs.
That would be
came back
wonderful signing for Spurs.
And that might be the type of place he's looking at.
It's not going to happen, but if it did, that's a great signing.
Let's go straight to the score prediction.
A 4-0. I think it'll get absolutely stuffed Newcastle.
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Wolves. Spurs-Liverpool, big game.
Sorry, who's going to score for Newcastle?
I think they'll nick one. I think Carroll will nod it down to someone from a corner. Scher's been scoring a few goals.
They're going to get
He has though. He has
absolutely stuffed.
I think he'll score. I think there'll be one of those. It'll be a corner.
I'll buy you a beer if Wolves don't win by 3.
Okay, I'm up for that.
Wolves going to get absolutely.
You heard it. You heard that. I'm going to hold you to that.
I'll sit here on Monday and go, well, here you go, mate.
Cheers. Yeah. You would have got it out of my fridge, though.
Yeah, I would have, yeah. Not pay for it.
Spurs-Liverpool, 5:30 is a huge game. Harry Kane out till April. Now, you've said how long is he going to be out for?
Oh, that's huge.
The thing about Harry Kane is, when he's been injured, he's always come back early.
Yeah, but then you force him back too early. Take your time.
I wouldn't do that. I tweeted this before, actually. You won't have seen it yet. Harry Kane being out for Spurs till April, awful news for Spurs, quite frankly. We don't have another centre forward. We have Troy Parrott, who's completely untested, who, to be fair, I'd chuck in, because I don't like Moura or Son up front. I don't think they work for Mourinho's system. I'd chuck Parrott in and give him a go.
No, I completely agree with
you.
The
way he's been tearing up in the under-23s.
Yeah, Son worked quite well for Pochettino in the way he played, but not under Mourinho.
No,
it's not going to work.
I'd chuck Parrott in and just go, you know what? This is your free hit. Have a go. We're not going to get any back if you don't necessarily set the world alight. But the way he scores for the under-23s, it's earned him a Republic of Ireland cap, for Christ's sake. Give him a go.
Yeah, I agree, but you're going to have to get someone in.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, we are.
Who the hell do you get in at the moment? You look at the league and go, unless you're going to spend 50, 60 mil on someone, which I probably would.
You know what? I'd even look at someone like Batshuayi just as a stopgap.
Giroud was mentioned.
Just as a stopgap.
I don't mind Giroud.
No, and I think he'd work for Mourinho as well.
Target man.
It's a stopgap. That's all it is. But what I was saying is, Kane, awful for Spurs. This could be very good for England in the Euros, because what we're going to get is a Harry Kane who's not burnt out from playing football all the way through the season and playing every game, twice a week for Spurs, through the Champions League, through all the cup competitions, having to start every game. You're going to get Harry Kane, who's coming back in April, which means he'll have a month of football to get back up to speed.
Also, look at it the other way. It also gives Southgate a chance to look at other options, which I think is quite important. Yeah. Because otherwise they aren't going to get a chance. Like for me, Tammy Abraham, second in the line.
Yeah.
Saw him in the flesh against Arsenal. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
But he won't start ahead of Harry Kane.
No, but I agree. But we need an idea of what's going to happen just in case something happens.
Yeah, true. And the more experience they can get, the better in games.
Agreed. Danny needs a cap. There's a few other players who deserve a bit more of a chance.
Yeah.
And I don't look at that as a bad thing. But the Spurs got to buy someone.
Yeah, but
on loan, just loan someone.
If you've got a Harry Kane who's just had a month of football to get back into form and isn't tired in the Euros, he could be devastating.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
because in the World Cup, he didn't play great, but he was knackered. He plays so much football for Spurs.
Yeah, there was a point towards the end where I personally thought he should have been playing.
Yeah.
Put on Vardy.
Yeah, just looked
stretch
tired.
the play.
Anyway, on to the game against Liverpool. Personally, I don't think Spurs have a hope in hell the way we've been playing at the moment, especially the way that Trent Alexander-Arnold whips a ball in, the way that Tottenham have been defending. That is going to cause chaos in the back line at Spurs.
Now, Mourinho has a very good record against Liverpool. He always does something.
This is a different Liverpool.
I completely agree. But for me, it might be one where he's going to plant a few kind of bits and pieces.
Troy Parrott starting could
work.
I
agree. He's going to do something that's going to make the game interesting. I agree. I personally think Liverpool are going to win as well.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be convincing. They're going to have to grind it out. But I think he might play quite well. It depends how he sets up, what he does, any traps. I don't know.
I'd start Lamela. When he came on against Mourinho, he's one of those players who looked very good. I'd start Lo Celso as well. They've looked good recently. And Ndombele, who knows? Will he be fit?
I think you've got to accept you're not going to have a lot of the ball. You've got to play on the counter, which I think suits you if you play Moura. And Son, I think you've got half a chance.
Sissoko's out as well. He's on crutches. He's injured. I'd be tempted to go Ndombele, Dyer and Lo Celso as the midfield three.
I think you need two to sit. Yeah. One in front to do what he wants.
With Son, Kane and Lamela. I might even drop...
Kane's injured.
No, not Kane. Son. I would be tempted, and this is where I think that he could change it. Be tempted to play Dele Alli up front through the middle. Big, strong, could hold the ball up.
That's the thing. I think you've got to have someone up top, because otherwise it's just going to keep coming back.
Yeah. If they don't go for Troy Parrott, I would be tempted for this game to experiment with Dele Alli as a central striker. It's a big call, but it could work.
Just a false nine. You just need someone who's going to stand there. This is the issue. Liverpool are getting to the point where you're looking at going, they might go unbeaten here. And for me, this is one of the last chances someone's going to beat them.
It's the Man City game, which will be the 49.
I'm not going to say it now, but no offence, they're going to smash Arsenal at the Emirates. But that's another game you look at and go, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
Let's do score predictions. I'm going 2-0 to Liverpool. I think I said something different yesterday on Love Sport. I can't remember, but now that Kane's ruled out, 2-0 to Liverpool.
I hate Spurs, but I hate Liverpool more at the moment, and I actually think Mourinho's going to do something. I think you're going to win. I think this is going to be the game where it's all going to come to an end. We're going to go, oh, thank God as an Arsenal fan, because it's becoming really serious how good Liverpool are. Even their reserves were great.
Give me a score.
2-1.
Does Curtis Jones get on the bench? Because he looked very good against Everton as well as the goal.
Their youth team was absolutely brilliant. Some of those players...
Ryan Brewster's gone on loan to Swansea now.
It's a Spanish bloke in midfield, Chirilla or something. He was absolutely brilliant. And there are so many good players, and Liverpool are on such a high. It is going to come to an end soon.
So score, please.
2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.
2-0 Liverpool. Bournemouth, Watford. This is a massive game at the bottom of the table.
It's huge. Huge.
Watford win, they leapfrog Bournemouth. They're only 2 points off safety now. I think it's 2 points off Aston Villa. Bournemouth are in the relegation zone. Bournemouth look hapless at the moment. They've had injury problems. They've still got injury problems.
Good win. Big win.
A good win, but still, the way Watford are playing, and let's be fair, Watford in the FA Cup, not good enough. 3-0 up against Tranmere, cruising to go back to 3-3. Yes, it was the Watford reserve team.
No, it's not good enough.
But it's not good enough. You shouldn't do that. However, this will be the first team. That might be a bad thing for Bournemouth that happened, because Nigel Pearson will put the rocket up them and say we need a response here. Might not be good for Bournemouth, because I'm liking Watford at the moment.
Yeah, agreed. I think Bournemouth couldn't have picked a better team to play in the FA Cup. Luton are literally gung ho as well.
Shocking.
They do exactly the same.
Bottom in the Championship.
It was a good game to play, and obviously Solanke scored, which fair play to him. It was going to eventually happen.
First goal for Bournemouth.
Terrible finish.
He's just not good enough. He should be playing for Luton, Solanke.
Yeah, I agree. He's not good enough for the Premier League, lower league Championship side. He was scored 15, 20 goals. It's a huge game, is it? Bournemouth got to win.
They have
got to win.
But so do
Watford. I don't think Watford do. I think Watford is still going to be safe, whatever they do. I was a little bit disappointed. You don't lose a 3-goal lead, even if you've got your reserves out against a really poor side. I was listening on the radio, and the commentators were laughing how poor Tranmere were. Yeah. And it just changed. And that might, I know it's the reserves, but it's just a hiccup there. We go, that could happen again. You don't know. And to be fair, I think Watford, are a really good side under Pearson, and it's going to be tight.
I think Watford are going to win, and I think Bournemouth are going to go down this year.
I think Bournemouth are going to win, and it's going to be one of those games where you look at and go, huge win that one.
Yeah, I'm 1-0 Watford.
1-0 Bournemouth.
But I think Watford will get another red card, 3-3, and Pereira's one was stupid, kicking out like that.
At the end of the day, I look at it and go, Watford are safe. Bournemouth, I'm really
Watford aren't safe yet.
I know Watford are going to stay out, mate. They're miles
I think they will, but they're not safe. Saying they're safe is an over-exaggeration.
No, but they will be. You look at it. We're going to sit here in May and we're going to go, Watford finished 12th. Great, fair play. And Bournemouth are going to be languishing somewhere.
Another team I think might go down, so I think Bournemouth are going to go down. Another team who might go down is Aston Villa. They're hosting Man City in the last game of the weekend, 4:30 on Sunday. Who's going down then?
I don't think Villa are going down. They played really well.
Bournemouth, Norwich, and who then? You've said Southampton aren't going down. You said Watford aren't going down. You said Villa aren't going down. You've said West Ham aren't going down. There's no one left.
Newcastle go down.
You think Newcastle will fall all the way down into relegation?
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't put anyone. If they don't actually spend any money, they're in trouble.
Okay, I'll give you that. Newcastle could, but I still think they've done enough already to stay up.
Villa aren't going down.
They might do. Aston Villa, Man City. This is a foregone conclusion. Aston Villa did very well to get a draw against Leicester, which they didn't deserve because they got battered for most of the game. They started well. They had some moments, but they got battered. Jack Grealish is the thing holding Aston Villa together.
And Tyrone Mings at the back.
Tyrone Mings playing well enough at the back. Everyone else is pretty poor. Wesley, not a big loss. They're not going to miss much. The only thing they can lose is actually having a thing. No, he didn't. He's been injured.
He hit the bar.
No,
Someone hit the bar. It was a concert. Someone hit the bar.
Yeah, it's not Wesley. Wesley did his cruise sheet. He's out for the season.
Maybe he hit the bar actually in real life. Maybe he just hit a bar.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. But everyone else back. The moment of the game against Leicester for me was Courtney House taking out Siyunchu and then having a bit of a fight, and Courtney House just pointing at Siyunchu and laughing. It was great. When Siyunchu was trying to square up to him, he just went, ah. It was brilliant. That I liked that. I enjoyed that. Well, Courtney House should stay in the team just for that. But Villa are struggling. They're really struggling. And Man City are going to be far too good.
You look at it as a Villa fan, would you rather get to a final of the Carabao or stay in the league?
Stay in the league.
Of course you would, but I know for a fact fans are going to look at it and go, it's a down Wembley.
The thing about the Carabao that works in your favour is, yes, it's a midweek game, but it's done in January.
It's final.
So you've still got
you've got
3 months to sort out the league form. Sack off the FA Cup, and they're out of the FA Cup, so they're sacked off anyway, which goes through the season. Then all you've got to do, and if they say they won, which they won't, they're not going to get past Leicester, and they won't beat Man City in the final. They wouldn't even beat Man United in the final, probably. They'd have a chance, but I doubt it. Say they won, they've got the confidence of silverware, then they've got the rest of the season to use that confidence and get some league form together.
Agreed. It's been pretty. I think Birmingham won against Arsenal years ago.
Yeah, they did. When Arsenal made a mistake in the last minute.
Yeah, then Birmingham went down.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion. I'm just saying that it's good.
Spurs went under Ramos and had a shocker after that, didn't they?
It was a shocker the next season, not that.
Yeah,
season.
they're not going to make the final, and fair play to them for still being in the tie because I think they should be out of it.
Yeah.
But there's something about Villa. They're just another team. You just think. They must have enough. No,
they've got Jack Grealish. This is the thing. They've got Jack Grealish who plays really well. McGinn's out. McGinn is the midfielder who plays well when they do. Yeah, Hurahan's all right, but really top Championship player, not a Premier League.
I agree.
Low Premier League player. And just because of Jack Grealish, as much as he's brilliant and he creates something every time he gets the ball, he looks great something, and he does. That's not enough. That is not enough to keep you in the Premier League. That is enough to get you 70 mil for Jack Grealish in January potentially.
You hold out with that, but I think there's, as you said, there's probably 5 or 6 teams where this month is massive.
Yeah.
If you can recruit well, you're going to stay in the league, and I think Villa are another one. You look at where are they going to go. I agree with you. They are missing goals.
They spent a lot of money in the summer. They just didn't spend it wisely.
They're looking at it at the moment and going maybe Batshuayi, maybe Giroud. Someone's got to come in because they need to score.
They spent a lot of money. Wesley cost a fortune. We forget Tyrone Mings was 30 mil.
I think that's proven to be good money.
It's proven to be good money, but the rest hasn't.
I agree. There's Bjorn Engels, he's not bad, he's alright. El Ghazi's okay. There's okay players.
Scored, but
I agree. It's still a Championship side in my eyes.
Taylor's pants.
Neil Taylor should be playing League 2 at the moment, no offence to him. But
Neil Taylor's pants.
Yeah, you look at it, again, there's 5 or 6 teams. If they can get their recruitment right, they'll stay in the league.
Yeah. As for Man City, Kevin De Bruyne put Phil Jones on his backside, which we talked about, which was just brilliant.
They battered
United. They look like they're back to being their very best. I think it's going to be 4-1 to Man City.
They should have beaten United about 6-0, miles better.
I think it's going to be 4-1 to Man City.
City are going to win 3-1. Yeah.
That was Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. We'll be back early next week to review all of these games, see if any of our predictions were right.
Come on, Norwich.
If you disagree with us, if you agree with us, let us know. I was about to do a phone number from a radio station.
You can do if you want. But I can say my mobile now out loud if you want. But yeah.
Leave a comment. That's what I want to say. If you agree, if you disagree, let us know. Leave a comment, subscribe, click that button, get the alerts going so you know when we posted. And we're going to start doing some topics for discussion very, very soon.
January transfer window is going to be a big one.
January transfer window is going to be a very big one. We might even do that next week.
Yeah.
This is Pub Football. One thing left to say. Cheers.
Cheers.